Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Saturday, May the 10th. We got two games on Saturday. We got Game 3 of the Celtics and Knicks series, and we got Game 3 of Warriors and Timberwolves. So we got two games. One of the games does start early. It does start at 3:30 Eastern Time, the Celtics-Knicks game. So I'm recording this video the night before, wanted to go ahead and get these plays out. I do have a play from that game that we're going to talk about, and then I do have a prop as well from the Warriors-Timberwolves game that we'll break down and discuss in this video. But before we do talk through these plays, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they help you out, make sure that you hit that like button down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. If you guys are new to the channel, and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, be sure to go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. Easy way to start to build up your bankroll on Prizepicks. Make sure to, again, use that code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks. And then I also do want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper. I got a partnership with Sleeper. If you guys want to check out Sleeper, you can do so. Use promo code NOAH over there. And when you sign up for Sleeper, using my promo code, you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. So whatever you put in, Sleeper will match that up to $100. You put in, 50, they'll give you an additional 50. You put in 100, they'll give you an additional 100. But again, whatever you do deposit on that first deposit, they'll match that up to $100. So if you guys want to check out Sleeper, you can do so. Sleeper is a DFS pick'em app, very similar to Prizepicks, where you're just picking more or less on player projections and you're building out your lineup. You can do multi-sport lineups on Sleeper. You can win up to 100x your money. And also another big bonus with Sleeper, they do a lot of discounts, a lot of promotions throughout the week. That's probably one of the best things about their app. They're always doing discounts on projections. They're giving out discounts on plays, whether it be MLB props, NBA props, whatever it is. They also do payout boost on certain props. So like there's if you take a prop, it'll give you a higher payout. They'll do protected plays, where even if you lose, you'll get your money back. So there's a lot of cool promotions that Sleeper does throughout the week. You can take advantage of all these promotions again by signing up and using code NOAH over on Sleeper. Shout out to Sleeper. But let's go ahead and talk about these props, guys, that I like for Saturday. Now, I do want to recap our plays from our video on Friday before we talk through our plays for Saturday. So we gave out two picks Friday, and once again, man, we went 1-1 on our two plays. We've been giving out two plays pretty much every day just because, there's not a lot of games right now, so it's hard to find a bunch of plays to like. And I feel like we've gone 1-1 on our two plays for like a week straight now, which, I mean, obviously that's not great. That's not what we want. And it's kind of been frustrating. Like, I've had some really good reads, and I've had just some terrible reads. Had a really good read on, Chet Holmgren's over fantasy score, which cashed relatively easily. I think Holmgren went over like early in the fourth quarter. Had a really good game, was really good on the glass, had a big double-double, had a couple blocks, and I think a steal too, was racking up the steals and blocks. I think he finished with like 42 or 43 fantasy points. But we took an over on Ty Jerome, which, man, like Ty Jerome, once again, was just terrible. I didn't get to watch the game Friday night, but he was terrible looking at the box score. He played like 10 minutes, shot 1 for 6, was not productive at all. And it did wind up happening that, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, DeAndre Hunter all wound up playing on Friday night, which I definitely did not expect. I thought there was a good chance that one of those guys, if not a couple of those guys, would still be out because just listening to Coach speak, it didn't sound like those guys were getting close to returning. But they all played on Friday. Jerome's role was really diminished. He's obviously he's just not been playing well. I mean, he's had back-to-back games where he's just really struggled, has not been able to shoot the ball well. I'm sure he'll break out of this slump at some point, but it's been a struggle for Ty Jerome. That was, in hindsight, probably just a bad bet and one that I definitely should not have made, not knowing the status of all those questionable guys. Obviously, I kind of took a little bit of a gamble, kind of hoping that Garland and Mobley and some of those guys would maybe sit, but they all wound up playing. Jerome just didn't get the role that I was looking for. And what's crazy is, like, even with those guys healthy this playoffs, like, Jerome still had a pretty good role. He's still been playing, like, 23, 24 minutes off the bench, but he only played 10 minutes Friday night. I mean, he was terrible. So I understand why he only played 10 minutes, but we'll move on to Saturday, guys. We got two plays for Saturday. Let's see if we can go 2-0 here. So first prop that we're going to look at in the Celtics and Knicks game is going to be a rebounds plus assist prop. And we're going to take Drew Holiday for more than 7.5 rebounds plus assists. So Drew Holiday, we've only seen him play in 4 games in the playoffs. He wasn't really healthy in the Orlando series. He only played in 2 games against Orlando, but he did go over this line in both of those games. Had 3 rebounds and 5 assists in 33 minutes, and then he had 4 rebounds and 6 assists in 36 minutes. And then so far in this series against the Knicks, we have seen Holiday go over this line in both of those games as well. 6 rebounds, 3 assists in 39 minutes, and then last game, 3 rebounds, 5 assists in 34 minutes. So far in the playoffs, Drew Holiday, he is second on the team in potential assists per game. He's averaging 8.3 potential assists per game, and the Celtics have not been shooting the ball that well in this series, and you could argue that Drew's assist numbers would be like even better if the Celtics were shooting the ball better than what they have been. Drew's, again, averaging 8.3 assists per game, he's averaging 8.3 potential assists per game and 4.8 assists per game so far in the playoffs. So far in this series, he's averaging 7 potential assists per game and 4 assists. Last game, I believe he had 8 potential assists last game, 5 assists. So, Drew's actually he's been running relatively neutral on his potential assists. It's not like he's been getting really unlucky with his potential assists, but, Boston has not been shooting the ball that well. And, again, you could argue that Drew's assist numbers could get better if, Boston as a team just starts making more shots. But even if the assist numbers continue to be just kind of average for him, he's also a guy that can contribute on the glass. He's a relatively decent rebounding guard. And so far in the postseason, Drew is averaging 10.5 rebound chances per game, which is 4th most on the team, behind Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Jaylen Brown. And then so far in the series, in their 2 games in this series, he has averaged 12.5 rebound chances per game, which is tied with Jaylen Brown for 4th most on the team. So the rebounding numbers and the assist numbers have just been solid for Drew Holiday so far in the playoffs. He's averaging close to 5 assists per game. He's averaging 4 rebounds per game. Last season in the playoffs, Drew averaged about 10.5 rebounds plus assists per game, 6.1 rebounds, 4.4 assists per game in the playoffs last season. So far in the playoffs this season, 4 rebounds and 4.8 assists per game. So I think more times than not, when Drew plays 35, 36 minutes, which is what he's been getting in the playoffs, he's going to give you 8 rebounds plus assists because he's just a guy that he can do both. He can score and he can facilitate. Obviously, playing alongside Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, he's not going to have a really, big ball handling role, but he'll still probably get 8, 9, 10 potential assists most games, which should even out to 3, 4, 5 assists most games. Obviously, all depends on if his teammates are making their shots. And then when it comes to, on the glass, most games Drew's going to give you 3 or 4 rebounds. Again, he's averaging 4 rebounds so far in the playoffs, averaged over 6 rebounds in the playoffs last year, was really aggressive on the glass. He's historically been pretty good on the glass, kind of throughout his career. So I like his over on 7.5 rebounds plus assists. I think you could also take a look at his assist prop, which is at 3.5. But again, Drew is a guy that can contribute on the glass, which I think is why I like rebounds plus assists. And I think more times than not, he probably gets 4 rebounds or more. But his assist numbers have been really strong lately, especially in the postseason. So you could definitely look at taking the over on 3.5 assists. But I like more than 7.5 rebounds plus assists for Drew Holiday here. And Drew's minutes have been really good in the postseason. He's going to probably play 35, 36 minutes. And I want to say, during the regular season, when he played 35, 36 minutes, he was consistently going over this line. I'm actually going to take a look at it just to confirm. But in the regular season, Drew played 35 minutes, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. 10 games went over this RA line in, about half of those games. About half of those games, and a lot of the games where he went under, he had 7, so he lost by the hook. He went under he went under by the hook in 4 of those games, or actually 5 of those games. So every game where he went under was with 7 RA. So that obviously just kind of unlucky there. But like I said, more times than not, when Drew plays 35, 36 minutes, feel pretty good about him getting 8 rebounds plus assists. And sportsbook odds like the over on this prop as well. It's right now on DK Sportsbook, it was minus 135, favoring the over on this prop. So with the sportsbook odds liking the over too, that's definitely a play I'm willing to fire on over on Prizepicks. Where on Prizepicks, you're not gonna have to worry about laying that juice, because if you take the over or the under, it all pays out the same on Prizepicks. So anytime you have props that are heavily juiced toward the over or toward the under, you want to play those on Prizepicks where the payouts are not, altered for that. But then the other prop that I do like, going to the Warriors and Timberwolves game, we're going to look at an assist prop here. We're going to take Brandon Prizepicks for more than 3.5 assists. Now, so far in the playoffs, Prizepicks is a player that I just continue to get wrong. Like, every time I take his overs, he just plays like dog shit. And then, the days like I don't take his overs, he plays great. Like last game, I didn't take any overs on Prizepicks, and he had a really good game. Had like 12 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. But besides the fact that I just can't get this player right, this is a prop that I do like for today, especially with Steph Curry out once again. I was actually looking at Pod's 3.5 assists last game. I decided not to play it. He had 6 assists last game, and obviously in hindsight, I kind of wish I would have played it. But I'm going to play it today. I'm sure this will be the day that Pods gets like 2 assists or some shit, because that's just how it's been going for me lately. But the reason I like this prop, for one, Pods has had really good assist numbers in the games he's played without Steph Curry, and it kind of makes sense because, with Curry off the floor, that's just going to open up a lot of ball handling responsibilities. Curry has the ball in his hands a ton, and he's a guy that obviously can do a lot of facilitating when he's on the floor. So when you take him off the floor, it's just going to mean more ball handling opportunities and responsibilities for Jimmy Butler, for Draymond Green, and for Brandon Prizepicks. Last game without Steph Curry, we did see Pods have 9 potential assists, which was second most on the team. Jimmy Butler led the team last game with 10 potential assists. Pods had 9 potential assists. Pods also had 44 passes made, which was 4th most on the team. And then in terms of time of possession, he was tied with Draymond Green for the 2nd most time of possession on the team. So the ball was actually in Pods' hands a decent amount. And if you look at games that he played without Steph during the regular season, obviously regular season and playoffs, can be different, but in 10 regular season games without Steph Curry, Pods did go over this assist line in 8 out of 10 games. And even in games that he played with Jimmy Butler, he still went over this line in 2 out of 3 games that he played with Jimmy Butler and without Curry. So the assist numbers have been good for Pods, in his career without Steph. Obviously, last game he had really solid potential assists, really solid potential assists and, assist upside. He showed that last game without Steph. Now the Warriors are going back home where you expect them to probably play better. You expect a lot of these role players to play better at home. I think Golden State's offense just is going to play better at home, and I would be willing to bet that Golden State is going to put up more than, the 97 points they put up last game. I mean, that's obviously a really bad offensive game for the Warriors. I mean, the Warriors are kind of a fast-paced offense. Now, sure, their offense is going to be worse without Steph Curry, but this is a team that you would expect to score over 100 points most games, even without Steph. Going back home where they've kind of played really well throughout, just historically, the Warriors have played a lot better at home. Their offense has, been able to produce better at home, playing under the home crowd. You would think this is going to be a spot where they probably make more shots. They're a little bit more efficient shooting the ball, which hopefully should mean to, more assists being converted for Brandon Prizepicks. But with 9 potential assists last game, you give me 8, 9, 10 potential assists from Pods, which I think is what he probably gets most games without Steph Curry. Be willing to bet he converts about half of those more times than not and gets us 4 assists. And like I said, I think it's more likely that his assist opportunities, his potential assists, are converted at a higher rate playing at home where, like I said, role players and all those guys tend to play better and shoot the ball better at home. We kind of saw that in Friday night's game with Michael Porter Jr. Been in a massive shooting slump, then goes back home and suddenly he can start making shots again. Like a lot of these guys, like these role players, do tend to play better at home and shoot the ball more efficiently at home as well. Which I kind of hope that's the case today, because obviously if that happens, that's going to mean more assists getting converted for Brandon Prizepicks. But I do like these as our 2 props, guys, for these 2 games on Saturday. We're going to take Jrue Holiday for more than 7.5 rebounds plus assists, and we're going to take Brandon Prizepicks for more than 3.5 assists. So we got 2 plays. Let's see if we can go 2-0 here. It's been frustrating because for a week straight now, we've been going 1-1 on our 2 plays. But like these 2 plays, hopefully we get some good games on Saturday and get some good competitive games. If these guys play their full minutes, if we get 35, 36 minutes from Jrue, I think we can get 8 RA. If we get 35, 36 minutes from Pods, which is typically what he plays without Steph Curry, I think we can get 4 assists. So that's what I'm liking. Let's go 2-0 here, guys. Let's make some money on this Saturday slate. As always, appreciate you guys watching these Prizepicks videos. Before you do get out of here, make sure that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, and go check out Prizepicks, guys. If you're not signed up for Prizepicks yet, use that promo code NOAH. When you do sign up and when you play $5, you're going to get $50 instantly added to your account make sure to check out Prizepicks if you have not yet. But good luck, guys. Let's win some money tonight. I'll see you in the next video.